With the crypto market capitulating in a sea of panic, it's looking more and more likely that the cycle top was hit in October. Now, the surprising thing about the 2025 post-halving blow-off top year was that everyone was wrong. Altcoins never even had a bull market. Bitcoin, yes, was the safest place to be, but even Bitcoin is negative on the year and in fact wasn't a good place to be. And ironically, one of the best places to be this year was gold. So this means pretty much everyone in crypto was wrong. And so in this video, we'll be covering the latest price action as it's been pretty crazy recently. Then what my asset allocation currently looks like as of right now. I'll offer some tips and advice on navigating this current storm, and then we'll finish with the positives. Okay, so first up, let's take a look at this crazy price action and see why pretty much everyone was wrong. And so the sad fact is that in 2025, anyone in the crypto market has pretty much been wrong. All the models, all the advice, all the charts, all the analysis, everything was thrown a curveball. So anyone who followed Plan B and the stock to flow model, well, pretty much it did not do the average of 500,000. It's really underperformed and is still going down. So this model said there was going to be exponential growth and it didn't happen. So that was wrong. Anyone who followed people like Raoul Pal, who created massive slide decks on macro investing, has pretty much been wrong as well. The vast majority of his money has been in SUI, and SUI is down about 70% in 2025. So the only thing you can say at this point is that it's all going to pick up next year. But for 2025, all the analysis has been wrong. SUI, a very bad trade. I was following more this one, and this one was Bitcoin's power curve, the power law model, which basically showed the last 3 cycles have all ended with a nice Q4, and pretty much wrong as well, as it's done the opposite, crashing down. So anybody following the power law model has also been wrong. And even the Bitcoin maxis, and this is the king of the Bitcoin maxis as well, for 2025 have also been wrong. So yes, Bitcoin was the best place to be for this 4-year cycle, but in 2025, it's done terribly. So all the Bitcoin maxis, including into the cryptoverse as well, in 2025, Bitcoin has been a terrible trade. It's also down 11% on the year. So even the Bitcoin maxis, the final group of people for 2025, have also been wrong. And ironically, the best place to be for 2025 has been gold. So gold is up over 50%. So the first point is just acknowledging this harsh truth that pretty much everyone in the crypto market, including myself, all the models, all the people, have been wrong. Now, jumping into the price action, so this is Bitcoin USD on the daily, and you can see just how much of a brutal sell-off it's been since this peak here, October the 6th. And it's been incredibly surprising. So yes, Bitcoin has been really the best place to be for the entire bull market. And who would have guessed that altcoins didn't even get a bull market? So Ethereum barely got back to the previous all-time high, as did Solana, but so many didn't even get to new highs. Now let's just look at these lines here. So this one was just the trend of the highs. And so far, we're thinking that the cycle top was hit 5th or 6th of October at a price of about 126,000. Now, this one is what I always said was the line in the sand. This one was the $100,000 level. It was major support, and it really shouldn't be going below this line. Once this had broken, we've got this trend here. So this trend line is pretty much the floor for the entire bull market. So this one was a really, really important trend line supporting the entire bull market, and this is really bad if this gets broken as well. As mentioned, I've said that I was pulling the parachute at about 90,000, so I got out 90,000. There was a bounce, which I did make a little bit back to about 92,000, but I pretty much pulled the parachute cord here and I exited the market. So I've been in cash for the remainder of this drop, and you know what? It feels so much better when you're in cash and the crypto market's dropping, because this was a brutal sell-off. Now, what do you think this line is here? So this line is actually the previous all-time high from the 2021. So this is about 70,000. And this is likely what it's going to come down to or even break below over the next 6 to 12 months. And you know what? The way things are going, it feels like it could be broken really soon. Now, what else we're looking at? Well, we've got the 50-week moving average, which was a key trend. This got broken as well. So once it had broken below this, broken below 100,000, that was the last line in the sand for me. And now this is really bad that this trend line has been broken. So it's looking really, really weak. So we have to say at this point, it's looking like this is the cycle top. Now, could there be some amazing news like the Russia-Ukraine war ending, a massive stimulus package, which gives us a massive run up? We still could finish the year at all-time highs. It's just becoming less and less likely. But we're certainly due at least a big bounce back to the mid-90s really anytime soon, even if this is cycle over before it comes back down. Now, as mentioned, I did pull the parachute ripcord, which put me 100% in cash because my plan was always to sell out at the end of November, no matter what, for this cycle. And I, like many people, have taken a big haircut. Who would have known my portfolio actually peaked out January this year? So I peaked out January, and it's just been booms and busts and crashes and booms all the way the same. So I'm down about 40% from about 2 months ago, but even the Bitcoin maxis who are just in Bitcoin have taken a 33% cut. So everyone in crypto's pretty much taken a 30, 40, 50, and if you're in SUI, 70% haircut this year. So my rough plan is that I will be taking some chips off the table. Probably about 60% is coming off for lifestyle changes. And then for the next cycle, which is what my focus is going to be, I've got about 40% to play with. And so my focus is about how can I buy at the market bottom. And so let's finish up with some positives and some final tips and advice. I think the number one thing is just don't get wiped out. Although you probably have taken a big hit, do not get desperate and try and win back the gambler's mentality by going super, super risky or taking out super leverage to try to win back your gains. The last thing that you want to do is get wiped out. Now, we have to remember, yes, that we've all lost a big bloody battle and we're licking our wounds, but the big war continues. The bigger picture still goes on. This isn't the end of the investment career. We still have next cycle. We've still got the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And even the best and biggest investors in the world have all taken a 50% hit. If you want to be a big investor, it's part of the game. Now, the focus for me, and this is probably one of the most important points in investing, is that you make the money when you buy. So although I'm 40% down, which is a horrific thing to acknowledge, because I've been dollar cost averaging in and buying since 2017, I'm still up almost 100% on the actual money that I've put in. So it's when you buy, which is the most important. So just jumping back to the crypto market, and here's the thing, even if you bought at the absolute worst time at the peak, if you just give it enough time, you will have made crazy good money. You could have bought at the absolute peak, the worst time in 2017, but given enough time, you've still made money. You could have even have bought at the absolute peak in 2021, the worst time, but because you've given it enough time, you've still made money. Now, obviously, the best time to buy is at the bottom of these bear markets. So this amazing time to buy, amazing time to buy, amazing time to buy. And guess what? There is going to be an amazing time to buy coming up around here. Starting now over the next 6 to 12 months, there's going to be another amazing time to buy. So this is where I'm now switching my focus to. We've lost a big battle, but in the grand scheme of things, the bigger picture and crypto is only going to get bigger. Just look at the crazy things and the adoption that's happening all around the world. Now the banks are getting involved, the ETFs, the market structure, it's all coming, it's all going higher, and we will get another amazing buying opportunity. So that's when you can make money when you buy. And then finally, the ironic thing is we were all waiting for this massive blow off top like in 2021. And a lot of people are going to get some serious PTSD from this cycle. But the fact of the matter is, this time around, we had high interest rates and we had the Fed sucking liquidity out of the market. This is the main reason why it didn't play out. Now, the irony is, in the next cycle, Jerome Powell is getting replaced May next year. Trump is going to put someone on who is going to give us low interest rates, and QT is ending in a month, so there's going to be liquidity. So the irony is probably the next cycle is going to be a massive cycle if you're not too scared, if you've not been too burnt and scared out of crypto. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. Digest this lost battle, but the war still is game on. With the crypto market capitulating, it's becoming more and more likely that the cycle top was hit in October. The surprising thing about 2025, the blow-off top post-halving year, was that pretty much everyone has been wrong. Altcoins didn't even get a bull market. Yes, Bitcoin was the safest place to be. However, Bitcoin was also a bad choice for 2025, and even the Bitcoin maxis are down 30%. And ironically, the best place to be this year was in fact gold. And so let's finish up with the positives. Now, even though we've all lost a big battle, the war still continues. This isn't the end of our investing career. There's still next cycle. There's still the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So we just have to take the lessons. And even the legendary best investors in the world have all taken a 50% hit at some point. Now, we have to remember the golden rule of investing, which is you make the money when you buy, not when you sell. And so for me, I'll be focusing on buying at the 200-week moving average right at the bottom of the bear market. And this is something I've not been able to do for the past 2 cycles. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now, unfortunately, it's not all sunny days and rainbows, especially in the middle of a big sell-off. However, ironically, for the next cycle, we're probably going to be getting low rates and stimulus. And so the next cycle, if we recover and don't suffer too much from PTSD, will probably be more like the 2021 cycle. And so, yes, we may have lost a big battle, but the war still goes on. If you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.